Every smile of mom feels like heaven. Every smile of mom feels like heaven. Before I learned the language of the stars, I learned the language of her eyes. Before I understood the meaning of strength, I witnessed it in her quiet sacrifices. Before I knew what unconditional love was, I lived inside it. Her love arrived before my first words, before my first steps, before my first dreams, and it has remained ever since. The world speaks of palaces, of crowns, of treasures, of fortunes beyond imagination. Yet none of them compare to a mother's smile, because a mother's smile carries something priceless: peace, comfort, belonging, a feeling that no wealth can purchase. Every smile of mom feels like heaven, not because life has always been easy, but because she made difficult days feel lighter. When storms appeared, she became shelter. When fears appeared, she became courage. When sadness appeared, she became hope, without asking for recognition, without expecting applause, without demanding anything in return. That is the quiet miracle of motherhood. The world often celebrates loud victories, but mothers perform silent miracles every day. They sacrifice sleep for comfort. They sacrifice time for family. They sacrifice pieces of themselves so their children may grow stronger. And somehow they do it all with love. The older I become, the more I understand her strength. As a child, I saw her smile. As an adult, I see the sacrifices hidden behind that smile, the worries she carried alone, the prayers she whispered in silence, the dreams she postponed for those she loved, the burdens she never allowed us to see. And suddenly her smile becomes even more beautiful because now I understand its cost. Every smile of mom feels like heaven because inside that smile lies forgiveness. How many mistakes have I made? Too many to count. Yet her heart always found room for understanding. How many times did I fail? How many times did I fall? How many times did I disappoint myself? And still she stood beside me, encouraging, believing, supporting. That kind of love changes a life. A mother's faith can keep a child standing. When the entire world doubts them, her prayers travel farther than any journey. Her hopes shine brighter than any star. Her love remains longer than time itself. Sometimes I wonder if mothers realize how much they mean, how many fears they calm, how many tears they dry, how many hearts they heal, how many dreams they protect. Perhaps they do, perhaps they don't. but their impact remains immeasurable. There are nights when the moon hangs quietly above the horizon. On those nights, I think about the countless evenings she spent worrying while pretending everything was fine. The countless mornings she woke before everyone else. The countless sacrifices she never mentioned. Not because they were unimportant, because love never keeps score, and mothers love more selflessly than anyone. Every smile of mom feels like heaven, because heaven itself must contain kindness like hers, patience like hers, mercy like hers, compassion like hers. The world changes constantly. People come and go, seasons arrive and leave, dreams evolve, paths separate, time moves forward. Yet a mother's love remains remarkably steady, a lighthouse through every storm, a safe harbor through every uncertainty, a reminder that no matter how far we travel, there is always a place where we are loved completely. When life becomes difficult, I remember her strength. When uncertainty arrives, I remember her courage. When hope feels distant, I remember her faith. And somehow the road becomes easier. That is her gift. Not solving every problem, but teaching me how to face them. Not carrying me forever, but teaching me how to stand. Not removing every obstacle, but showing me how to overcome them. Every smile of mom feels like heaven because it carries memories. Memories of childhood mornings, memories of laughter around the table, memories of comfort after difficult days, memories of unconditional acceptance. No matter how old I become, those memories remain precious because they remind me where my strength began, where my values began, where my understanding of love began with her, always with her. If I could gather every star from the sky, it would still not equal the brightness of her kindness. If I could gather every treasure on earth, it would still not equal the value of her sacrifices. If I could write 1,000 poems, they would still struggle to capture everything she means because some forms of love are larger than language, larger than poetry, larger than words themselves. A mother's love is one of them, and so tonight, beneath a sky filled with stars, I offer a simple truth. Every smile of mom feels like heaven because inside that smile lives a lifetime of sacrifice, a lifetime of patience, a lifetime of faith, a lifetime of unconditional love. And no matter where life takes me, no matter how many roads I travel, no matter how many dread dreams I chase, one truth will remain, forever unchanged. Every smile of mom feels like heaven, and every prayer I whisper for her happiness will never be enough to repay everything she has given. And even today, when I look back, I see her love everywhere, in every lesson learned, in every dream achieved, in every difficult road I managed to cross. Her hands once guided my small steps. Her words once carried my frightened heart. Her prayers once protected me from storms I never even saw. A mother rarely speaks about her sacrifices. She simply gives and gives and gives without counting the cost, without asking for praise, without expecting rewards. That is why her love feels different, pure, gentle, endless. There were days when I was too young to understand, too busy to notice, too careless to see. But time became a teacher, and now I understand the meaning hidden behind every smile, behind every sleepless night, behind every silent prayer, behind every act of kindness. A mother's heart carries an entire universe of love, a universe built from patience, a universe built from hope, a universe built from sacrifice, and somehow she shares that universe every day, freely, lovingly, faithfully. If the stars could speak, they would tell stories of mothers. If the moon could talk, it would tell stories of mothers. If heaven itself could whisper, it would speak of mothers because their love reflects something sacred, something timeless, something beautiful, and every smile of mom still feels like heaven today, tomorrow, forever. Today, tomorrow, forever. No matter how far life carries me, her love remains close, like sunlight after rain, like warmth in winter, like a prayer quietly, following every step. There are moments when the world feels heavy, moments when doubts arrive, moments when strength feels difficult to find, and somehow I remember her voice, the voice that always believed in me, the voice that always offered hope, the voice that turned fear into courage. Even now, those words remain alive, living inside memories, living inside lessons, living inside the heart. A mother's love never truly leaves. It becomes part of who we are, part of our kindness, part of our strength, part of our faith. The older I become, the more clearly I see her greatness, not in grand achievements, not in worldly success, but in everyday sacrifices, in endless patience, in quiet devotion, in unconditional love. The world may never fully understand the value of a mother, but every child who has been loved by one carries proof. Proof inside their memories, proof inside their heart, proof inside their soul, because a mother's love creates things that cannot be measured: confidence, comfort, belonging, hope, and perhaps that is why every smile of mom feels like heaven, because heaven is not only a place. Sometimes heaven appears in a gentle smile, a caring embrace, a sincere prayer, a mother's loving heart. And if I could make one wish, it would be simple. May her days be filled with peace. May her nights be filled with comfort. May her heart be filled with happiness. May every kindness she gave return to her 1,000 times over, because she deserves every beautiful thing life can offer today, tomorrow, forever, because she deserves every beautiful thing life can offer today, tomorrow, forever. There are treasures that money cannot purchase, and her love is one of them. There are blessings that words cannot fully describe, and her kindness is one of them. There are miracles that happen every day, and motherhood is one of them. I remember the times she stayed awake while everyone else slept, the times she worried while everyone else rested, the times she prayed while everyone else dreamed. Those moments were invisible, yet they shaped everything. They shaped my courage, they shaped my values, they shaped my future, because behind every strong child stands a mother who loved deeply, who sacrificed quietly, who believed endlessly. The world often notices the achievements, but mothers see the struggles behind them, the tears behind them, the fears behind them, the effort behind them, and still they continue encouraging, still they continue supporting, still they continue loving. That is why a mother's heart is extraordinary. It gives more than it receives. It forgives more than it remembers. It loves more than it asks. And somehow it never runs out of kindness, even after difficult years, even after painful moments, even after endless sacrifices. That kind of love is rare. That kind of love is beautiful. That kind of love is unforgettable. Whenever I see her smile, I am reminded of everything words cannot express, everything she carried silently, everything she endured bravely, everything she gave selflessly. And my heart fills with gratitude because some blessings arrive only once in life, and a loving mother is one of them. So, beneath tonight's stars, I whisper a prayer. May happiness find her. May peace surround her.